Nonsia bo adeshimamba ya mo bibia ajo emmakwa bademoba nonsia kase so e wo Cyrus TV ensem no dos ye papa panyesi wo ye manmu ena se mufo abomoden so no so ede aman se me mekenkan emfa emmaw ende yo forisu ne bosome ne da etoso enson e wo mfimpi num ni aduanu enum emu ensem no se na medi nkankan ne dos ye papa obetumi aka ya hu aba fontentan fidie do eso eye Apam TV Ghana Apam TV Ghana misraw like comment na sanso share fama sene obi ebehuni a ekoso ewo oman Ghana eni obi manso emu na san yontini ebehwe ensem a edi kase enu akotenem Ghana Mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abomodi akokopie mu ewo Africa Centers of Excellence Jumedia shunku bi ena ode ahwehwe so ewo eho ana jumedia bi koso ewo eno ena Ghana Mampedi koye ekokasa ye ewo mu na uko Jubilee House so Ghana Mampedi aye jumedie bi eye change gas ye de hunsem na ba besomo ewo ye kase no eso ye besan so akọ eye owura ablakwa ono ena yesofo a ohye eye amanoye ensem eso openi no edi nsem bi akwakotu eja obro kopie mu ewo eye Nigeria oman no emu Virginia Palmer enso akasa oye US eye anemusini ewo oman Ghana emu maame no edi nsem bi atu eja eye dia etuo bi ehonsensem no ema no home no so eni ti obomoden ne owura blakwa ekosi enkunwa we ni nsem awodro edihye editie ena mede ba besom Yembora ensem no ankasa enchiremu ya hyase dia na ye kwakopie mu ewo dwumedie bia akoso mekire Africa Center of Excellence program na Ghana Mampani His Excellency Ora John Dramani Mahama abomodin di nani onema kwakota dwumedie no echi na wonu dwumedie no ye Jumedia etosu edu eninti wono abomoden ahye ho fa ama Ghana Mampani kokogina simpie sudo ensem sei enopani no editu eja
Privileged to host some of the most impactful centers of excellence under the ACE program. And I'm sure these have been spoken about. Among them is our West African Center for Crop Improvement, WACCI, which has become a key player in enhancing agricultural productivity across our region. It focuses on improving crop varieties and advanced training in crop improvement and has made significant strides in our collective effort to address food security in our sub-region. The center has also produced numerous highly trained graduates who are leaders in agricultural research, positively impacting food systems in Ghana and across the broader West African sub-region. We also have the West Africa Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, and that's a longer acronym, WACCBIP, which has also emerged as a beacon of scientific research and innovation in the sector. With a focus on infectious diseases, this center has contributed immensely to the study and diagnosis of pathogens that affect millions of people across Africa. The center's achievements include training a diverse pool of scientists who have played a pivotal role in advancing diagnostic tools and therapeutic methods, especially in the fight against emerging diseases. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, the center's role in research and testing was invaluable, further cementing its place as a leading health research institution. And I remember meeting the Vice Chancellor for the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Abahamfo, who was lamenting the loss of funding because the United States of America had pulled their USAID funding. And I assured her that we'll make it up in our own budget. And I'm happy that the Minister of Finance fully provided for the $156 million that was pulled out to be able to allow the critical research that they're undertaking to go ahead. Ghana also boasts of hosting the West African Genetic Medicine Center, which stands out as a pioneer in genetic research and counseling services. As the first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa, WAGMC has made remarkable progress in tackling genetic health issues, such as sickle cell disease, through innovative diagnostic methods and personalized care. Its efforts in promoting genetic testing and awareness has been transformative, particularly in Ghana, where genetic health challenges are of major concern. These centers have not only fostered cutting-edge research and innovation, but have also trained a new generation of African scientists, positioning Africa as a key contributor to academic research and research advancement. It is important that these remarkable achievements and the increasing potentials of these institutions across the continent are sustained. Sustainability is a shared responsibility, and as the African Centers of Excellence enter their second decade, there's a growing commitment to building strong foundations for long-term impact. While continued donor support remains a vital part of this journey, we also recognize that we must accelerate efforts to complement such funding with increased national investments. We must put in more money ourselves into these centers of excellence. Institutional resource mobilization and with industry. Indeed, our innovation in these 8 centers must be aimed at having tangible impact on the communities we serve. There's the urgent need for innovation in urban planning, enhanced pollution, organic farming and fertilizers, and so many other urgent challenges facing us. By aligning academic work with national and regional development goals, and by fostering innovative-driven partnerships, we can properly position the centers to remain vibrant and impactful well into our future. Our partners will continue to be instrumental in shaping progress, not only through funding, but through collaboration, capacity building, and strategic alliances. The future prospects bright. The demand for research-led solutions, skilled professionals, and regionally relevant innovations continue to grow across the continent. The ACs are uniquely placed to meet this demand, serving as hubs of excellence that can drive socioeconomic transformation. With sustained support from governments, donors, and the private sector, centers can scale up their impact, can deepen regional cooperation.
Yada so ejinemu ewo Ghana Manpenis Excellency Ora John Dramani Mahama Akache na okopie mu ewo natena ye mechire Jubilee House a Jumedio Srunku bi akoso na etiripo a edaso gaching ceremony na akwankoja won sabi wono ebo Ghana Manpeni hu ban ene Jubilee House hu ban no se wono ekọ na afoforo eba eno na wodi sa Jumedio Srunku we ede ema won na mpedifo chire mu se oko eye injilesi eye kwesibro ni ekro mu a na eye Paris White Hall ena wodi saa dwumadie na eno no ekọ so eye afe apem aha ensia ani eduo woche enkron eye 1689 emu ena dwumadie we efre ase na eno ena Ghana mampani abomodin asanso ahye eho efa ewo eye Jubilee House esanse won wansabi wono ebo eye impotem wo meche Jubilee House ho ban ena afe omampani no eho ban no wono ekọ enunti enenam so ama ebedufo edi dwumedia ehihye so edema eye won a wo bo eye impotem ho ban a wo koni afofora won so wo ba ababebo eye ban ewo Jubilee House ene Ghana mampani ehum wo kire mu se wo be yesa eye dwumedie no wono asesem mekire review sane no no ebeboa ama change of guards ceremony no etumi akoso yie abribia na kyese wano ena wono ebeye eninti wei eye kakra epusu ye edi free Ghana mampani atena ye edi aba so ede amamodia na so afo a ono na ehye eye amanoye ensem eso ora Samuel okudeto ablakwa abomodia kwa kopie mu ewo Nigeria mino emu na eye Abuja na okopie ye ewo ho wo kire mu se dwumedie anabie okopie mu eye Ghana National Real Estate and Investment Park na eno no eye oman Ghana neat memu ni owa ha ana wabomodin akwakobo ne nseseye ewo Nigeria mino emu abomodin aye niam soronko na saa bia ya meboye wo kire mu se akade ne niam ewo mu no esuye papa ebi te se hospital ebi te se school suapon ene niam ahodro bebre no a ene gym ena ewo mu na no ena ora Samuel kudeto ablakwa ekopie mu ewo hodo opani no agina simpie su no ode tu eja se senya wetu bata ababe pie mu ewo hodo oba be Kenya ye nkitangudie a eda Ghana ena afe Nigeria minu emu saso ena jedie ho nsem no eyade oba be Kenya mu sene no no ebeboa ama jedie ho nsem no etumi afa nentima pa no efra
is a community that reflects the vision of our founding fathers when Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah proclaimed at our independence on 6 March 1957, when he said that we will show the world that the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. This is representative of that. And I am really, really inspired about what has been achieved here. It shows that when we come together, Ghana, Nigeria, ECOWAS, when we bring down all of those artificial borders which really do not mean anything because it cannot separate us. They were so haphazardly done, so hurriedly done during the scramble for Africa just to share the continent and its resources. What this also represents is a new narrative that when we talk about investors, we should not always be looking outside the continent, that we can have African investors and we can open our countries to each other. Nigerians can come into Ghana, invest, create jobs, transform our countries. And it should be possible for Ghanaians to come into Nigeria and also create jobs and transform the landscape, transform the kaleidoscope of Nigeria. And that is what we see today.
Minister, the two is a friend say, oh, the 9 years old by Nigeria. They say, I'm going to make Taiji because every PA with my soul. The Naman can be a seminar, it's here crime with Juna. Ghana High Commission, so I don't know what they are Taiji. Ama, signing money na, to be in Sema, na Juna, na, see you, Oma Boy, His Excellency Air Vice Marshal Amamu, any tragedy affair, Mr. Addison, Omo Edumafo, Omo Ghana High Commissioner, Abuaye Pa. Intimate a immediate say, Betty Minister, so the media account say, Omo Bema or His Excellency President Mahama, Eddie Sinu say, Bema Ghana for Ye Moamani, Edumanu Abashimukina Ama, Edumanu Kinaku.
Yen free sa ensem no eso na afa yen fa yeni entremu ewo eye US ambassador na nipo osi eye Ghana anemu ewo USA ene Mami Virginia Palmer na ade a one eye sofo no no hye amanoye ensem eso ora Samuel okudeto ablakwa akwakosi enkunwa yen na enya nente se ukopie mu ewo America eye president a oho no ede atu eja se eto ede aba beto eye oman Ghana eso ni nyina ene se obi be furo oman Ghana emu akọ eye America so kwakoton ade ana o import nyame firi oman mu ede akowo no eman no eso a eye eto a eda so mechere tax no eye 10% eno ena maame eye Palmer de atu eja ochire mu se nkitahudie a eda eye America ne oman Ghana emu no eye nkitahudie bi emu so papa ye mu do emu so nkena no eye ade ekoso ye papa eni ntino wogidie mapase sa ensem we no eye ade a ebeko.
Great meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and we talked about how the relationship with Ghana is very strong and how we can keep it going that way. And the sort of details of what these global tariffs are, and some things where the United States and Ghana can improve our trade relations.
We're in the lowest tariff regime. What does that mean to, between the relations that we have?
Well, I hope that it means that Ghana will have some benefit vis-a-vis its competitors, but we'll dig in and continue to talk.
Do you feel you've convinced the minister enough?
Do you think the minister and I are good friends?
Is a bit high for Ghana as a developing country?
Samino esone fa ye niche mu onsefufo emudia na ye kwakopie mu ewo commissioner Edema Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice aye chanity afa won charge impenufo abomodin edijumedie bia wono ahye ho fa na edikan ne etosum yenu ne action plan 2 na eno na doctor eye Joseph Whiten openino edi nsem bi atu eja na nsema mpenufo wodo bebrenu a ene kasa wojumedie no ase no openino echire mu a kata hye proye jirim ene kankan aya ade adokoro oman Ghana yie papa eni ti wono efa kwan hodro bia so se wo betumi etu sa kata hye proye jirim ene kankan ase ewo oman no emu.
Efficiency, accountability and transparency in the public, private and not-for-profit sectors. 3. This plan was carefully crafted to address our historical challenges associated with our anti-corruption fight from independence in 1957 until 2015. It was also to align our efforts with international instruments such as the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. We adopted a 3-pronged approach: prevention, education, and deterrence. The plan had 4 strategic objectives. 1. Building, institutionalizing efficiency, accountability, and transparency in the public, private, and not-for-profit sectors. 3. Engaging individuals, the media, and civil society organizations in reporting and combating corruption. 4. Conducting effective investigations and prosecution of corrupt conduct.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome of the National Anti-Corruption Action Plan, otherwise known as NACAP. This event itself evokes mixed emotions and a sense of trepidation in most of us, because it concerns the evaluation of Ghana's 10-year strategy in the fight against corruption, which is an intractable canker destroying humanity and the very fabric of society.
Ora Samuel kudeto abla kwaso edinsem bi ato samtwofo edi ninyina edise tememu Fordjour no eye ebusuafo ne sa yonti ni wono etepen kwak ye pa ewo eye obi manso eno enenam so ama ora Samuel okudeto abla kwa ono no ehye amanoye ensem esodo openini nsamtwofo edi ahia na ensem ode ato wono eni enese aban no abomodin abofoto eye $20 million na chese opepepe eye mienu ena wode atowa wode eba beboa wonwa na tememufu a wo eye ebi manso a wo bre
a seed capital of $2 million for the fund. And what the consular fund is going to do is that it's going to take care of Ghanaians abroad who may need some emergency consular support. Ghanaians in distress. Probably there has been a disaster. There has been an emergency. Probably a fire outbreak in your house, or your business has just gone bad. You filed for bankruptcy, or there's some medical emergency, and you need the embassy to assist you. Hitherto, there was no special fund, no dedicated account that we can rely on to help our fellow Ghanaians who run into distress. For example, what is going on now in a particular country that we all know, where foreigners are just rounded up and are deported. Sometimes they are not even given the opportunity to go back home and pick up their valuables. They are immediately sent to a holding place, and then the embassy is called that prepare a travel certificate. We are going to deport your national. He or she has confirmed that he or she is a Ghanaian. In that situation, that person will need, first of all, some legal support so that at least the person can have some good representation, so that if even the person can have access to their valuables, then we work on that. If the person can have some hearing, some fair hearing, challenging the removal, we can extend that legal.
Okudeto ablakwa ensabro esone ento eye enkrambra sisi.
Praise God. Erade Nhyira onye okese Apam Global Outreach asafo nyame nipa evangelist papa ni edano etonsa fro abayempa ebokese a ya wada bi omu boabo nyankopon mane ahotefo ano ede omu kyine nyame tumi ne mu hyira mu bompaye tu ahobone breki nome gi nipa fro bone fo nhyehyeye mu bubu enome ade ahokyere eka ne nimguase ebe nipa so esum nipa ede tu nhyira ma nyame favor ebe nipa so ntiba bia wo bia ya wada weni ya wada be bia wo ye tonsa fro se bomoden ne bra Apam fie Fordjour rescue junction bra sampa bokase be woni wabusua na wadofo mfa mo ho behyem ye mompaye ye nsu fro urade ye mbo mpaye mfa ye dwumasem ye sikasem ya pomode ye nkwa ho na niema ye de obonefo agie firi ye nsa no urade tumi ne na ho odin na base mu ye den no engie ye ne omapa emfa ma ye be ye nhyira ye aso abatumpon ade ya hye nyankopon animunyam me pachaw ye wo Fordjour rescue junction empire bono shase ye wada no past 7 o'clock by 11:30 no ye de empire nyina aba na wie ye pachaw be fa Fordjour ka wala pass kwa shiman odoko kaneshi and ofanko barrier osumesi ewo Fordjour rescue junction for 0249 669993 and 0540 378282 ye hwe wadum say yawade ene yawade bia odo na besi Apam fie ne ya bompaye na Awurade tumi akasa e de amaye ensi wiye say yawade obeba Awurade.
Adeshimamba yada sisa okan ye kase no sutiawa afi ye to ha ensem no so ye to aso dia na ye ko eye ningo na ukopie mu ewo hode a ne kyese ensem ahodo bebre no a titru ene ahensem mentem wase na asori ewo ho eno no enam so amana nanom atran kunwa a ewo mpotemu ho no wono abomodi esinkunwa ato agen ape ohaw no anu pumasibra me no kase asumje etumi aba ne san yonti impenifo bomodi esi ohempon foforo kra sane ebeboa ma mentem ho asibia no enkosori ewo empotem ho
Techowi yankeba we mache mununyo inyapomune no lo iya gbaka mo fe no ku ne bia ne wa isale yankeba mi o mune no wakla wa na wa heka ni mejiwo ni mimi ne wa mapi krata ni mimi ebe ba anya nugohu ejaga nugohu sikene wa dubli ne mune no wajidi bi onke bakandenya no yam jini ne waje ba ke ba nugo ni fu ya nugo de pwe ne inaye kan wa magla ke ba se monge wa mani magla no fe no ke ba ne nugo ma ba pe nugo ne growth mu no ne bi onyo e manye ne mapale na abada se ko mu acha wa ke great nugo se mune no ke oye o dambe ma pago eteka nugo eyela le sebita flache che ni ebewade moyo ji ohe wa masu wale fo wale ni mo che ka ahani wa na che ma pe wo drone muna no ligbio ma o ke che ni ji che ba drone nugo wakasina ha ma o ke ni mo
ya to ansam no so ede amamode ane ekwa kopie mu ewo afajato south ne kyerese eye leglebi abesia eho ene ye chawuti akopie mu eho temamufu a ewo ho no so ede nsem bi atu edwa wo kyerbu se wonsu a wono enom no wo srega na mampani ena sabi mpanimfu wonsem ewo bi se wonsu na wonom no eyade a enye kra eni ntinka wo hia bon ho sanka obenye bi ewo ho sane ebeboa mu wodada setena nkoda no suku kom wono aduan yemu nsuo sane nsuo ma nkwa no wo hia sane ma weni akade we nyina sane ebeboa mu wodada setena no etubi akoso ewo eye agbesia.
Well, it's very bad. Sometimes the farmers pay their pay and it's enter the water, so it makes the water to stay sometimes, and it has bad smell sometimes, so it's not good for drinking. And the boreholes in the tanks are not good, so we need some. Please. When you fed the water and put it down, the following day the water becomes like there is powder in it. So we find difficult. There is no water at our area. Down there, so you have to go to the top, and people you are suffering here, so we beg your pardon, consider us. We have about 4 boreholes, but then all of them are broke down, so we depend on a stream which also dry out, and that stream is not really healthy for drinking, because when they spray cocoa sprayers and other chemicals, other chemicals into the water, it's a health hazard. So I'm appealing to the government, they should tackle this issue for me urgently. So urgently, particularly as at the time that we are having a cholera outbreak in the country. So I'm appealing on the government to pay attention to this community. With the right authorities to get this water problem fixed. At the moment, I think we have the water, the national one up to Mayfield. We are trying to see if we can get the water connected to Fordjour, which we think is a sustainable source that we can all benefit from. So I'm just calling on all of us to just come and just pray that we get it as soon as possible.
Yadi ni chemu ewonsem fufro emu dia na ye ko eye NPP eye New Patriotic Party wono akache woden krata pie montene eso ye na enim se na wacha babesin eko na MPP eye peni kwanchefo no ye ranking member awomra hyebeje fie eye Reverend John Intim Fordjour e de efrensem twofo enhiemu na eye NPP 4 wono edom kuma awomra hyebeje fie wono wo fresa ansem twofo enhiemu no eno no enam so ama Reverend John Intim Fordjour ena etena eye ekundwa no echi na fe no okasa ye ensem a odi tu ejani bi ene se wonyane ntie se remuhyen gina bia metre kotoka International Airport eya dia eye flight mienu aba besiwo ni nyina wokohye mu na yendru bone na sansam ni bepie mbonte so do ena Ghana Mampanis Excellency Ora John Dramani Mahama edi tu eja woni Facebook page ano ochire mu se Ora John Intim Fordjour embo modern se oba behia eye abambo ejuma ekuo no sane obebo modern aye nhihwemu wo sa ensem no eho sa sami beton mbonte so pe ena John Intim Fordjour echire mu se ogina eye ne committee no anim ena ode sansem we na etu eja na che se kamia se fat ni nhihwemu awodro ni na oni eno enenam so amasoafo a no penin kwanchefo a ono no eto enkra edema oman no Ora Felix Ofosu Kwache enso bambontene ebe frɛ nsemtwofo nhyiemu na okasa yedema Ghana Mampanin se ensem wa Reverend John Intim Fordjour editu eja no ne kura bia enim enititi memufo embosa ensem no engu enu no atire no ena NPP wano communicator eye Ora Richard Ahiagba ode sankrate epie mbontene so o kire mu se ensam ne ya no kreye papa esanse wonyane ntiye se eye flight mienu aba besikotoka wie mu hyenjina bia ho eninti no eye wo hwehwe mu na indrubone ena na ewo mu eninti ena wo hia se encheche mu mapa ebetumi aba ede amatebemufuo esanse Ghana Mampanin na ankasa de tu eja se na memwo wei no eyade oni Ghana fo na timemufuo ebeto eye kese ni na ene se ni ebekom bia no oni timemufuo bedi kaso bom nanso kamia ye se sansem wei epie mbontene esoro eyade Ghana Mampanin ato eye nanu ewomu a onkasa ye efasa ensebro eho eninti ena nipa ono no ekasa edema eye New Patriotic Party which NPP Ora Richard Ahiagba odesa ensem wei ababetu eja ye free sa ensem no eso na fe ye de ni akyeremu ewo eye asrafo ana eye abambofo wono akache wonso wonyane nti yesa ukopie mu ewo eye sapemana ewo enkampumpuni mantam ha emu eya dia 20 shipping containers ebepie mu ewo aha na obi fie ene containers yi ekopie mu ewo ho na mpanifo ye nhyehyemu na kyesa large bi die ena sa containers yi eye ne die nanso no opani no besinde ode ne ho aka eye enwura eye empanifo enya na empanifo enso opani no epa echi na eno no enam so ama empanifo koye nhyehyemu no wo mu se eye 20 fita container shipper container no eniama bebrenu ana na ewom na eye sika dollar CB ena na egum Ghana sika bi eka ho na ne etie eni wono edi sika no egu adakem ena wodi sika no akwahye ase no wodi bidie ena egusu sene obia eni enkoba so se sika eni gold eni Ghana sika ne dollar yi bi ehyehyemu ne sa yontiru empanifo bomodin firi hyehyemu ase yeni enim se Reverend John Intim Fordjour kra de beton montene so se sansem we eba ye do empanifo bosome miensem no wono enyantie bia ewo ho a won famba montene embechechemu emfa matime mufuo eno enenam so ama eye empanifo bomodin aye nhyehyemu na wokoye nhyehyemu no ne epie wo mu enie wokyeremu se adaka na sika no egum no eye Bank of Ghana mechire oman sika kuo baatan no wonsa ene wosan eye box no eho wokyeremu se obi manso ye sika ni wie ne ye de ba oman Ghana emu a sa containers no ena eye Bank of Ghana na boxes no ena Bank of Ghana wono edididuma wo kra sika no ewom na wono akyerekye wono ahyensode ewo ho eninti na wono edi eja kwan ma wono edi aba eninti wono eye nhyehyemu no ene wo ko hu se eye boxes no eye Bank of Ghana wono edin ene nkrata bi ewo ho eno na nam so mo wogina so ekọ Ghana ekọ eye Bank of Ghana ekọ bisa empenimfo ena empenimfo bo modern see su dua say you wono ensan no ena ewo saa eye boxes no mechira senso de no every Bank of Ghana we eye nsem a empenimfo ede atu eja mechira national security empenimfo abomodin ede atu eja wo kire mu say aye no kra papa mechere national security secretariat Ora Richard Jakpa ono ena ne nsase sa nsem we nyina ase openi no ede sansem we atu eja na ansa ne be konsem foforo esoro yenko ne yenkotie ensem a openi no ede tu eja.
It could be a front.
No, but I'm saying that they cannot come in and see they can buy it. It's not possible.
Anyways.
They're willing to grab. They can bring himself and bring it here. Because when if you open, you say no. And that's why they don't people, your MPP journalists don't understand. And look at the share and making noise. I see people teaching my work. I think they know the work more than I do. So this is some of the boxes. They've already emptied. And this is the reason why I'm serious about it. This one, I brought it from Bank of Ghana. These are Bank of Ghana boxes where they use important monies. When we print money from outside Ghana, they come in these boxes. And they are found here. Wow. And we brought the Bank of Ghana officials here. And they admitted these are their boxes. Okay. And I see this RMD. It means it has been certified that the man that came was genuine, intact by Bank of Ghana. And this is their own certification. And when I asked them, say yes, it's from their office. They wrote this. And I said, so what are your boxes doing in this place?
What was their response?
They couldn't answer.
Asante mantam no emu ahinkro kumase yekopie mu ewo ho a ebeto ejase match bosom ne da na etosu eduonu ba ko na ejabranta ne bi akwakoto edum eja kese no emu eno no enam so amane ma hodro bebre no a ena eseye ye jedifo no amfa biribia ewo eho empanifo hodro bebre no na abonan akwakopie mu ewo ho akwakoye adoye na eno enam so ama ni otu franka edema MPP amanyoko na bedi echire eni owura Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe ye bone nsambra ne frene napo openi no kopie mu asante mantamu ne nsema oditu eja ene se eyade a obei odisika ene ba ye owi ode cement ahodro no esanso de tato na enu no openi ne de afutu ekọ ede ama asante mantamu soafo Dr. Frank Amwakohene se niam a oye no editwem eyade esusu yie papa na emom se opese ye boni dirimpa ya opese eye position ye de amano no onya enhira ewo mu na onkonya no me de a eniema bi wo ho no se oya eya onchinchen so openi no ekire mu se wobra eja eto eye edumja kese no emu no na eye edumjafo no aba bepiemu ewo ho eni ntino Dr. Frank Amwakohene se ne wakwakoya eye soafo no no wasante mantamu no ofa saa tumi ni so ana ogina na ho odin tumi no so ekasa ya no okire mu se ewo sanke edumjafo no bomodin so sa oye nanu ano nanso wono entumi eni nti openi no ebufuye kakra na okasa ewo eye na no so na no no akoye nsem bi edi ntren hanye papa ewa abefo ntentan fidie do eso eno na owura Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe edi atu eja o kire mu se so openinu empe no me ewo saa eye amemwo ya obui emu so oye eye asantemante mu so afo dia eno mbomodin se biribi ba obehomeso obenya ntoboase ankoba ne saa dia na chese no me na obechichiri wobra wa serve eye oman no ewie no wakwakotene fie eni nti so opedimpa ommomodin se ode nioma ebetoto na kwan eso opedi no ewie ye no na ode sika 50,000 ebo modin edema wonwa won kan ye ewo eye eja hyehye no emu na afedo ode cement esanso etato edema won Yenjina Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe na po ensam no eso yenje enkrato embratiawa sisi. Yanda se wokan ye ho afe ye tua ensem ne so ede ama wodia owura Eric Opoku akasa na ni nyina no efa eye ekuedwuma ensem ehom na nu no pedi no ede atu ejesan so no no ye sofo a ono no ehye oboade nsase ene endobaye ahodro no eso openi no edne ensemchofo ehye mu ni mpanimfo na ode adesredie atotememufo enim se eye sikechichiri die pa ena eye etu de bia nu tabiri ede konkofo nkro so ede koto eduane ede ba my Ghana emu nti senia ebekọ amanioma etumi ejina yie ne de anka ye mfichiri echi no senia broni beka se garden no ye momode ne yenye bi enduaba ne atosode no ye momode nsi ebeduadua bi awo ye fiefie senia ebeboa masa ennioma no eso etumi ehyan
ika engede ye enwuma wo mam no ye de be se $400 million ye de akokra into the free Burkina Faso na Burkina Faso fo benya ska de ayom ani ye na ye de ye ho kire ye de ato bi o ye kra bibia kra makokra de bagana aduane aye dia aye problem sawoye ya saase ewo ensu ewo eni nipa ebu faso a eni kwa se na ye man no ekro de ye ne se ya identify agent aye onwo a ebetumi handle fertilizer no amayen no mo wo omo shop dada akuafo nim se shop a ya peki fertilizer free no enie na ya de fertilizer no akoma wo mo ho no na farmers no kwa farmers na tua subsidy kakra na omo tua mo de akrom tua no na omo age na ban tua subsidy no e de asoso ban de ne se be ya fertilizer bi e be free office ha bia no e be kokuani ni ho direct bia this city bia ye wo bia na for ho ye wo security services nyina ho no etisi
no share ensa senior boade ende pa eso andi ora kofi Emmanuel amma kofi dua opedido edensem atu eja ni nyina no fa eye wonwa wode mbra no ahye wonsem na wowo eye kwaye ahodro no emu ese nsuruwa na afe no ye ndoba ye ne ye koko ahodro wotu edi egu soafo no edensem atu eja ochre mu se won wotu fo megudi emfambra kwan eso no sankofo wo hu papa yie eni ntini ye nhye yie.
And I take the opportunity to urge all of these institutions, including the defense, the police, the judiciary, to play their part. I mean, this story, it goes to underscore the critical importance of the judiciary in this fight. Earlier we had talked about the scorecard of the past 8 years where 845 people arrested for illegal mining. We could only prosecute 35 of them. We pray that story is different. We've already engaged the Attorney General, we've engaged the Chief Justice. I'm very happy that Attorney General is taking the necessary step to try to reconstitute and bring back dedicated courts.
Kwalebu aban ayare sabia ne yekopie mu ewo ho a nipa ono na ehye Rebecca Ekufu Ado Sunshine Hostel no ano eye Vida Apia na mame Vida Apia mame ede atu eja ade a osre ade srede ene ntiro ode atu NGOs na afei ankrankra sabi wonsem ewo bi se enkoda na wono ewo kokram yade mekire cancer no ade wono ebreye papa ene ntinka wo behia eduane na afei indro a eno no ebetubi aboa ama akosa yade no ede ama enkoda no ode sansem we yina etu eja wo bransem twofo ebu epen no
omoji chemotherapy na chemotherapy ne entumi enkyere kokram yare no ene nyoma papa ewo akwada ni mu, you know, the good and the bad cells entumi enkyere into breaking nyina down. na answer no besan akọ another treatment in 3 weeks no e was see akwala to be building up ni moja no edu baby e was see eye good enough e betimi ama no chemotherapy fufuro nti omudua ni mudi omude be wura omunipedua no mu no ene de betimi ama moja no etimi akosoro nti de omudi die ehu hia yen pa number 1
first and I buy you me who in Colano na me say the I don't know, it made me a little sad. Say idea cancer idea is dealing with on a daily basis. They don't have lives outside of this. Now the least we can do say with electricity, fan, lights and things. But me bompa me GDP say this is not the last time ebeba has say ebeba na yabe upgrade.
Na ye kwakopie mu ewo Savannah region na sedamango ena bicha utia akwakopie mu ewo ho senia ye nim se eye korela yare no eyade ate asete papa yie no no enam so ama woko schools awodo bebre no ankoda na yade a ena eya nyina eye fia edokoro oman Ghana emu na wokopie mu ewo ho atememu fo no kire mu a wono eni bia wono etu enwura edugu eninti no obi maso a petere no wode kwagugu baabi na no so na nkoda sisi ho na sabi wo eje wonan ewo ho eba ne sa na yade na eba we enam so amatememufuo editu eja na afei assemblyman and assembly members ewo ho no won so wo kire ensem mu de kire ensem chofo sei
efi de yempe efi yempe nkwala wuramu omo ne saa eto da wutimi hu se nkwala wuramu na omo tasitasi konkon eni eyi ndadro omo koton last bi akola bi wuramu anka nyanya nti anka ehu chese wo siam nam papa bi na etwema papa ne boy eku nkwala bebre yesu yepe bebi a ebe efe chese wo yo oba na se wo ti fie na se onyanko besra na oho nya nita na wo ni respect so omo ma ye container no a yesu yentimi nchi aka emfa mmoa na omo mpe nipa omo betina ho esiesie ho ama na se tembia woduru ho a no hosu ayeni enika ekakra.
Actually affecting us is the attitude of people, how we dump our refuse indiscriminately affects us a lot. Sometimes you try to educate them, to tell them the appropriate measures to use to cap those particular refuge whenever they collected them. They don't take it serious, and as they mentioned, because of the politics of this area, sometimes they tag you in a different way when you are trying to educate them to as the measures or whatever that we can do to cap this particular canker that is affecting us. They look at it in a different lens, which is actually our problem.
Those households or those areas which are not having communal containers, we need to make sure that we get communal containers for them to be dumping their refuse there. That would indicate as a transfer station, so that people bring their household waste to that place for us to also carry it to the landfill site or the recycling plant. Currently, we have a recycling plant which will need much waste in that particular plant. So residents, we need to even make an education, proper education, to let them know that we need the waste at the recycling plant to address most of the sanitation challenges in the West, especially solid waste.
Nam so ama nipa baako ato na nanom ewo eye ense do enkyeremu no empanifo echa ensem ni so sei
eye bi ko so wo ye ho be akli abayo bi na wuye na omo ba ye nti be omo ba ye no na entokwa bi so ye within be ye ma for reply ama bi so etrim so na me no na Some na ya kutie na ye ba na ntokam saase So, and a matter a year in Abaya in the Patrick Brow. What's it? Any to a course. I'm a month for trip fly. Am I any people men? I'm a state called hospital in Yabi. And then never call the Cotoso, but no young with me. Yamada is a Copecaba. If you may buy no more in the hospital, get in and young for me to say, it's so a more.
Nurain Mohammed, assembly member for the Abuaso Gemfi Wono electoral area, says community leaders in Abuaso are actively engaging with the youth to prevent any retaliatory violence.
Actually, during the barrier protest, we advised them that no one should go there again because what happened from the first place, they shouldn't have gone there because they are Muslims. You see, so a Muslim, what are you doing at the waiting? So we have advised them that no one should step over there again. But as the police are aware about what is going on, everything is with the police, and they will investigate and see what happens.
And yes, Friday, no, and no PA. All kind of papas was a name, papas, all kind was not be tried their markets about. And to market in the mono, we never go and crown or friend say, yeah, what is yes, you will return. Ah, they want to be far. I'm a bag glass. They call anyone comes up say, a local of one of You're not going to bring me one of Saturday. That almost say, let run over you about Friday in the Friday, they were mother where the Bama Ponty police station. Beg of Tony and I'm almost another one, the Tardian. Come on, Ponty police station. I've been marked up a couple of days ago. What other girl will tell you? My next I know about and then some papa and I'm son of sanity. Let's have a police station of a reporting man of a face. Ragama face. I'm a very power of putting the hand on. I'm saying, never pass while I'm a corporate intelligence and I'm surprised. Could be a small baby, you could be a baby, I don't could be a small
Radin Shirao Onyel Kese Apam Global Outreach Asafo Nyamenipa Evangelist Papani Edano Eton Safro Abayempa Bokesea Yawa de Biomu Boabo Nyankopon Mani Anwotefo ano Ediomu Chine Nyame tumi ne mu hyeremu bɔ mpaye tu ahobɔne